All right, circuit breakers. In your house, in your hospital. Two very different beasts that do the exact same thing. Why would anyone take apart a circuit breaker? For the same reason you would take apart a rheostat or something like that. There's a wee little bit of copper in here that isn't worth screwing with. However, there is silver. So inside here, especially with silver going so high, that's what we're going after. One quick clip and get it apart. Give it a little tiny tap right here. All right, so saw how easy that was. Off the table this goes into your trash or fluff or wherever you're sending it. Now in here's the part that makes your circuit breaker work. So we're gonna do a crusty magnet here. Oops, steel. Oops, steel. So we don't care about those at all. Let's see what else we got. Steel and steel. All right, so see this guy on the spring? Here's what we're after. We're gonna pull that off. And that's steel, so away it goes. So we got this wee little bit of copper right here, which, like I said, isn't even worth talking about. However, this little button right there is silver, or a heavy layer of silver. It won't be 100%, usually not even as clean as sterling, but 70%, 75% silver right there. So we're gonna set that aside. I'll show you how to melt them off on a different video, but there's that one. Now, into this behemoth. So, just like you might be thinking, well, if there's a little bit of silver in that one, how much is in this guy? And that's what we're gonna find out. And see this, the hatchet, while you would think it wouldn't make sense, broke it right down that seam, right where it's put together. And it's just about focusing that so you can get it apart. And you can see it just open up before your eyes. We're in there, nothing in here. Now again, before you start breaking down everything under the sun, there are companies that specialize in buying this stuff. So if you end up finding you have, 100 of these you have access to, you want to look out and do that, or consider putting them online as a whole item. We have many of these in our eBay division for sale, actually, but in this particular instance, I wanted to break one apart and show you guys. So I'm going to flip over the back, I think, and I'm going to go put a couple hits right there. Watch yourself. And a lot of what you're aiming for is some speed. I mean, you can be careful, you can take your time, you can do this however you want, but I don't think you can watch me take it apart in the easiest way possible if you like watching things smash. So, I'm going to make sure we don't knock anything off of value. Take my snips right here, and I'm going to disconnect this and this so I can get them out of my way. I'm going to look at that. We got a couple more hits to make just through here to knock the rest of this plastic off. So we're getting more and more broken down. And what we're looking for is that silver. So on the little guy, we had the little one. On the big guys, we're getting these big contact plates. Like that is your finger there. So we got 1, 2, 3 off of that. And then on the other end, 1, 2, 3. So you would trim this up however you see fit to store it till your next step. You can go directly to melting it off if you want to, and you'll end up with just that button. Or you can do what I do and wait to process it later. So I'm going to go for that option. So in there, this white stuff you might have thought was nothing is copper. So again, not a lot of money, but we can go ahead and set that aside. And you're gonna wanna make this as manageable as you wanna make it until you're off to your next step. So double check every piece, make sure you're not missing any silver, that's just nothing. And we're gonna clear this off. It's always kind of good to double check your trash too, and anything you have questions about. You know, and this is a great hobby and something to teach the grandkids and all of that. The other thing is you're learning how stuff works. You know, most people would die without ever knowing how a circuit breaker works or what's inside it, and it's a device that saves your life every day. Or in this case, hospital patients' lives. So, silver, 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 silver. I would venture to guess by the time I refine all this, right now at going weights, it wouldn't shock me if there's right around $100 worth of silver in this breaker. So now this little guy, of course, it's going to take a long time to get that ounce. But if you got nothing but time on your hands and the ability to do this, it is a great hobby and second income. So there's your big breaker, ladies and gents. When I get around to melting it down, I'll let you know. We're done.